And obviously changing technology is more around the changing consumption habits associated with the one above it. We know that this means different things to different consumers at this moment in time. To share with you what it, from the media perspective, the same thing has happened, where traditional media sort of means your long-form journalism, but a lot of people think of media as being what BuzzFeed is going to give you, right? Or what People Magazine is going to give you, or what YouTube is going to give you. And none of that, frankly, I wouldn't argue against any of that interpretation. I would just say that if we're going to continue to stay, in using this example, in the media space, you have to recognize that that definition continues to move, and your audience continues to get more and more fractured based on what that explanation is, or what that interpretation of it happens to be. So as education means more different things faster to consumers, what are some of the implications of that? From the technology seat within higher ed, there's a wonderful opportunity to be able to be part of, in a meaningful way, the conversations around how the institutions are addressing these changes. Just like there was in media, just like there is in construction, just like there was at Xerox. My dad worked for Xerox for a number of years, right back through that transition where they had every piece of cool technology coming out of Palo Alto Research Center, and it was the sales side of it running the house and the technology people over here, and they never kind of connected all that, and we know what happened. So it seems to me that from the technologist's seat, there's this wonderful opportunity because of awareness of not just what's out there, but the ability to understand data, turn it into information, ultimately into knowledge, and be part of these conversations and facilitate those, if not, in fact, kind of be directive with that. And so, to me, if that isn't happening to the degree that it could or should, the question would be, what's the impediment to that? Where are we in terms of being able to bring the best thinking forward to be able to move this? Because I tell you, if we had been conscious of that in 1995, Boston.com in 1995 was one of the first major websites, and it's part of the reason why it still remains so successful as a regional player, competing with some of the nationals, is because it was established so early. So that was seen as an opportunity. That was a beachhead that was put there, and then it was just sort of pushed off to the side as a whole separate thing, instead of looking at what is starting to happen with the consumer trends. If we had been listening to or looking more closely at the input from people with technology expertise, I'm not even just saying technology, but technology expertise, then a strategy that would support the digital age would have, I think, been sooner in coming. And it would have also, on a secondary level, been one that would have been more adaptable, because it would have been built to not only institute one change. You know, the mistake for a while that also the trap we fell into is we were looking for, well, what's the fix? Well, okay, every fix is a temporal fix, right? The half-life between the need for fixes continues to shrink if technology is your disruptor, because your rate of technology change continues to happen very, very quickly. What are the consumers going to want tomorrow, a year from tomorrow, 5 years from tomorrow, is ultimately driving the success as an institution that, at least in the media space, we would have delivering on that promise. And I would think that, again, from being in the education space, what's the expectation of the consumers, of the undergraduates, of the graduates, of the people supporting the research? What do those expectations look like tomorrow? And what do they look like 5 years from tomorrow? And what do they look like 10 years from tomorrow? And I think we don't know what the answer is, but we know that the race car's got to keep going down the track, and we have to get the talent engaged to being able to do that. And if you follow the same path, having a lot of the same foundational things in place that traditional media has had, if you follow the same path as traditional media, you're going to need all that talent, you're going to need all that structure, you're going to need to leverage all of the skills and all the best thinking. And my opinion, you're going to need to make sure that you find a way within the organizations to be helping not only direct but also help lead those conversations around what's the evolution and revolution in our space looking to be? Because again, the major lever in this that is both causing the change and increasing the rate of change is technology change. And it's not technology for technology's sake, it's technology as consumers are seeing it as an opportunity for them to be able to engage. It always comes back down to the outside in.